shout out to Al Money and Christine in the chat room. We told them we'd get into the Knicks, so I think it's only right that we get into the Knicks.
We can get into the Knicks.
We can get into the Knicks.
And I saw what Al Money was saying, and he thinks Felton should have taken that last shot. I gotta disagree with you, Al Money. The way that J.R. Smith was shooting the ball last night, I mean, he was 14 of 29. He went a little cold in the fourth, but still, he was the best shooter they had on the floor. I mean, and Felton was 6 for 16, so it wasn't like Felton was having a great shooting night. I would have liked a better shot than that turnaround 20-footer he took, or 18-footer he took. I think he probably could have drove. He could have tried to do something different.
I mean, Westbrook was playing really
too much
good defense on him, but I agree. That was not a good shot. No question about it. That was not a good shot. What I will say, though, is J.R. Smith played quite well, all things considered, even with that missed shot coming down, which, if you're a Knicks fan, you really need to hope that this game sort of kicks him back into playing very well and back into the Sixth Man of the Year conversation instead of a guy that's been ice cold for, a month now? So, I mean, that's what I would take out of J.R. Smith from last night. I agree. That shot at the end of the game, not a good shot. You could have did much better with that shot. Westbrook played good defense. I don't want to take that away from him. But it's sports. Offense is always favored. Attack Westbrook. Get physical into him. Most likely you're going to get a call in your favor. Just that's how sports work. Usually they want to help the offense. So...
And I found it funny, too, because we listened to a guy on the radio, and we happened to catch the beginning part of his show right as we pulled in. And he threw out a stat that the last time, I don't know, when the Knicks played the Clippers a while back, Melo took 26 shots and nobody else on the team got to shoot. He obviously didn't look at last night's stat line like he said he did. Because if you looked at last night's stat line, J.R. Smith chucked up 29 shots.
Well, actually, that guy said that was about 10 too many.
29 shots. So if Melo's not on the floor, just means J.R. Smith's taking more. You know?
Yeah.
And I think with Melo, believe it or not, I think they play just as well, if not better, than last night. I think they would have had a chance against the Thunder. And they had a chance last night. I think they probably would have beat them. At home? Probably. I like this Knicks team, and I think actually Melo sitting out right now is only going to help them late in the year and into the playoffs, because right now the team is coming back together. You're seeing Felton pass the ball a little more. You're seeing guys go back to the roles they were in early in the year. And when Melo comes back, he's going to see the way they're playing, and I think it's only going to help this team. It's not a bad time for Melo to go down.
I actually agree with you, but for a different reason. I think that him being out right now gives this team a chance to gain some confidence back and say to themselves, we are good enough to win with or without Melo. I think that you look at this team. Look, I will not sit here and say that the New York Knicks are better without Carmelo Anthony, because I believe in this NBA, you need a superstar on your team to even be relevant. Well, Carmelo Anthony is a superstar in this league. With that being said, this team's ball movement and shot distribution is a little bit better without Carmelo Anthony on the court. But I don't think it's because of Melo that it gets like that. I think the players on the team put Melo in that situation. You know what I'm saying here? So what I'm saying is, it's not that Melo gets the ball and blows everybody off and says, it's my ball now, you're not getting it back. It's that once that Melo gets the ball, everybody sort of steps back and tries to get out of his way, when he would be just as happy to have people cut into the basket, moving around, setting picks for each other, getting open for threes, this, that. Melo don't mind passing the ball. This is not the Melo from his early years in Denver where he just wanted to drop 35 a night. He's good enough to do it if he wants to, but he wants to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He definitely wants to win.
And do you think I'm far-fetched with saying that, though?
No.
By the fact that Melo may get the ball and the guys on the team are just like, all right, Melo's got it. Let's get out of the way. Instead of Melo saying, all right, get out of my way. I think it's probably more with the team saying, all right, Melo's here. Here you go. You do it. You're our best player, so you go ahead. You do it. Because I feel like as a Bulls fan, I watch that with Rose. When Rose plays, sometimes the team just sort of moves just to be out of his way, not to move and get open. And it's like you need to work as a team. I will say, when it comes down to the shot, though, I have no issue with J.R. Smith being the guy that took it. He's hit 2 game winners this year alone.
Yeah.
I think he's one of like 2 players that can say that have more than 1 game-winning shot this year. Game-winning shots are the hardest shot to take because everybody in the entire building
he's fearless,
staring at you.
So and that's one thing you got to give J.R. Smith is the guy is fearless. He's not afraid to chuck it. He's a guy that's confident in himself. He thinks he's going to hit that shot, and he's a guy that I wouldn't mind taking that last shot. I have no problem with him taking that shot last night. I just have a problem with the shot he took.
The actual shot, not that the person.
Not that he had the ball in his hands as time was expiring, but the fact that he tried some lame 18 to 20 foot fadeaway. That just, I don't know. I don't think it was a good look. I think he could have got a better look.
And I don't disagree at all. I watched it. I flew home from work to make sure I caught it. I was on the car ride. I got into the car with 4.5 minutes left on the radio. Flew all the way home from Morristown. Managed to stop at the store real quick. Got back in the car. 39 seconds. Flew down Beverwyck. Flew down Lakeshore. Ran in the house. 27 seconds or whatever it was. And I got in the house, TV on, staring, ready. And a J.R. Smith isolation on the wing. I'm like, all right, well, that's the guy you probably want taking the shot. And it was, a stutter step, a little bit of dribbling. I will tell you this much, though. It's better than the game-winning or game-tying attempt we watched Kyrie Irving try to take against the Knicks a few nights ago when Tyson Chandler was all over him and just swatted his weak attempt of a shot. I'll say that much. But Russell Westbrook played some great defense too, so I don't want to take anything away from Westbrook either. What I will say though is I feel that you definitely, at least somebody come set a pick for the guy, something, run a play. That's the only thing that bothered me about that was you're coming out of a timeout. Mike Woodson seems to be very good at drawing up plays out of timeouts. So why wouldn't you draw up a play? There's nothing wrong with taking a shot with 4 seconds left. If you miss it, you still can foul. If you make it, so what? You put the pressure on them to make the shot. I always rather pass the pressure along. I'd rather have the lead and then say, here, you deal with the hard, you deal with the stress of trying to make a game-winning shot. That's your problem now. We covered our side. I don't know. But the Knicks, what surprises me the most about this team is the fact that they're an on and off switch team. It's like the one day it's like, all right, well, we got OKC coming in. We got to play hardcore ball. We got to play real serious. We don't have Melo. That's fine. We'll step up. And we make it a game that goes all the way down to the wire. We play the Cleveland Cavaliers and think we're just going to walk all over them, so we've dropped down by 22 points. We lose Melo, realize that everybody in the entire stadium, the team we're playing, and possibly a couple guys on our own roster thinks this game's over. We're down 22. Melo just had to leave the game. We got no shot. You know what? We're going to flick the switch on, come back from 22 down and win the game. Okay. We got Miami coming into New York. We're going to go up 16. We think we've got them beat because we've beaten them bad twice, so we're going to just relax. And then we blow the game and we lose. You know what I mean? They're such an on and off team, and you've mentioned this to me before about how they start slow in games.
Yeah.
They let teams get ahead of them, and then they're constantly trying to fight back. And it's become blatantly obvious that that's how they're playing, and if they get like that in the playoffs, dude, they're screwed. That's not going to work when you get that. Maybe out of the first round and you end up with, if you get Milwaukee. But you get Boston. Boston's not going to let you just slide like that. You get Atlanta, maybe, because Atlanta, every time I watch them, they always have a good regular season, and then they sort
Right
of
now, they're
just poop
slated
out.
for Boston because actually New York's the second seed in the East right now. They're tied with Indiana record-wise, but I guess New York has a slight edge.